Have you ever wondered how cherries are harvested? A tarp is laid out under a cherry tree and a shaking device is clamped to the trunk. The tree is shaken and the ripe cherries fall to the ground. I use this analogy because, as we all know, flat earthers love to cherry pick anything they can to use as evidence to support their flat earth narrative. Yes, I did air quote with my fingers while I said evidence. In Rachie00000's video, What a Coincidence, she brings up relative density. I know, I am just as shocked as you are.
So I came across something interesting today. It says here, the news media has reported extensively about new evidence that the universe is flat. What does flat mean, and does that refute Einstein's contention that the universe is curved? One of the consequences of Einstein's theory of general relativity is that space may be curved or flat depending upon a number we call omega. Omega is related to the density of the universe, which is mass per unit volume of space. If omega is less than 1, the universe has negatively curved hyperbolic geometry. If omega is greater than 1, the universe has positively curved spherical geometry. And if omega is 1, the universe has Euclidean flat geometry. So, what is important here? Omega is related to the density of the universe. So the density, which is mass per unit volume of space. So mass per unit volume, which again is density. Says, if omega is less than 1, so if it's less dense, the universe has negatively curved hyperbolic geometry. Things fall up. If omega is greater than 1, the universe has positively curved spherical geometry. So, if the density is greater than 1, the universe has positively curved geometry. So things fall down. And if omega is 1, so if it's in equilibrium, the universe has a Euclidean flat geometry. So no acceleration, no rising or falling, because the density is at equilibrium. So yeah, RDD proof again right here.
Those cherries look so yummy. So yummy that Rachie had stopped reading right after the introductory paragraph.
In simple terms, a substance will sink if it's denser than the liquid it's placed in. And it will float if it's less dense than the liquid it's placed in. How can we say this mathematically? If the relative density of a substance is greater than 1, then it will sink, and if it's lesser than 1, it will float. As the relative density of silver is 10.5, which is greater than 1, it will sink in water.
If omega is less than 1, the universe has negatively curved hyperbolic geometry. Things fall up.
And if it's lesser than 1, it will float.
If omega is greater than 1, the universe has positively curved spherical geometry, aka things fall down.
If the relative density of a substance is greater than 1, then it will sink.
And if omega is 1, the universe has Euclidean flat geometry, meaning things neither rise nor fall.
Let me having some cherries. These are really good. They're really sweet.
Rachie added falling up after negatively curved hyperbolic geometry and, okay, things fall down, after positively curved spherical geometry to make the cherries she picked even sweeter so they would be eaten, savored, and craved. Equating the relative density of things here on Earth with the relative density of the universe to support why objects fall up or down is quite a presumption on her part. However, like all flat earthers, Rachie loves cherries, so why not use their sweet, sweet flavor to entice people to the flat earth way of thinking, whatever that is. Hey, it worked for her Papa Flurf, Sleeping Warrior, right? Now, as with all cherries, the pit and the stem are always left over and thrown out since they are not edible. And Rachie, only reading the introductory paragraph, neglected the next 2 paragraphs, which explained things further. Let's see what they say, shall we? The Earth is essentially a spherical geometry rather than a flat one. That is, the shortest distance between 2 points on the Earth's surface is not a straight line. It is a curved path, circle, called a geodesic. To us, the Earth appears to be locally flat, and we know full well that it is not a sheet but a sphere. Suppose you start walking due east on the equator. Keep walking and eventually you will wind up where you started. This cannot happen on a flat sheet. Keep walking straight forever on an infinite flat sheet and you will never return to your starting place. Now the question moves to the universe. We can only view it locally, but if we could somehow get outside of it, what would we see? What would the geometry be? Einstein said that it was possible that the fabric of the universe was curved. He showed that space is warped or curved around matter, an effect that has been experimentally verified. But is the geometry of the whole universe intrinsically curved or flat? If curved, you could start anywhere in the universe, move in a straight line, and return to where you started after a long enough time. Further in the article, it talks about the Big Bang and brings up this image. This is the Cosmic Microwave Background, CMB, a detailed map made by physicists from all over the world in 1998. This was taken by 2 independent research teams who collaborated to collect the data from 2 experiments, Boomerang and Maxima, with microwave telescopes on high-altitude balloons. At the time, this was the most precise measurement of the CMB. The article does state that this is only 3% of the universe and indicates that the universe is not curved but flat. However, at the time of this article, September 2000, the data gathered by the 2 experiments that were run needed further analysis. Just look at all those lovely cherries. You can bet they will end up on the channels of flat earthers and anti-globers in no time.